Coach Andy, fitnessredemption.com. I got a really cool topic I want to talk about. It's something that's really near and dear to me, and I made this pretty long Facebook post the other day, and I was talking about purpose and living a life of purpose. I got a lot of likes and comments, all positive, but I ran into a friend who's seen it, didn't make any likes or comments or anything on it, and we got to discussing and talking about it, and he came right out and he said, how do you find your purpose? How do you find your purpose in life? What is it? He's like, he always assumed, maybe it was his job or just being a dad, but it's so much more than that. And he was just kind of struggling on how to find that. And I'll be honest, it's like, I don't know. I think there's some hints that we can take to where we can direct our lives to find our purpose. And that's kind of what I want to aim towards and talk about, and it's, I didn't just wake up one day and, a meteor of purpose hit me and I knew exactly what I was going to do or what I'm supposed to be doing. It slowly morphed into where I currently am. And I think that goes true with everybody. But over the past couple, 6-7 years, it's been an intentional direction. And I'll get to that at the end. But basically, like the first thing about, just purpose is, one hint that I think we can all take, if we just stop and look around nature, just look around God's creation, the human race, it's just being alive. It's this aliveness, this vibrance, this zest to having joy in every single day. I mean, if you're watching this, you're alive. And I think it sounds extremely simple, but so many people are so, they're just distracted, disconnected. They don't have that joy. And it's simply because they really haven't found that purpose that gives them that energy to stay fueled and fired up and to have that sense of aliveness for each day and each opportunity that comes around the corner, and what you're doing, that's what you need to think about. What are you doing to feel alive? What are your goals and your dreams that, that you're passionate about? What, when you was, think of a time where, you did something or experienced something, and it could have been, I know for me, I remember like the first time I freely gave away something that was special to me. I chose to give it away, and it was so hard to do. But as soon as I let go of it, I felt this overwhelming just joy of just like, that was the most amazing feeling. And so for me, it was just like, man, if I can generate something within me to give daily, wow, that energy just to pour out would be amazing. And it didn't immediately happen. It was, like I said, it's something that's kind of, morphed over time. But it's I think the first hint that we have around us is just aliveness. It's just being alive in the moment, being present every day. And I think the second one is, there's like over 7 billion people on the world, and each and every single one of us is unique. We're all different. We all have different thoughts, different worldviews, different ideologies, a little different, reactions to situations, different passions, different dreams. That uniqueness is, God designed that uniqueness in you to be exactly that way. I mean, those unique traits that you have, your strengths, your gifts, your talents, those are completely and solely yours. And if we stop and really think about that, are we being true to ourselves within that uniqueness? Are we genuinely living out our uniqueness, or are we kind of going with the flow of those around us? Are we being disconnected from our inner uniqueness? Are we freely letting that out, or do we suppress it because of fear of what others may think? And I think that happens all too often. Is we fear letting out who we really are. But once we really do that, it's so freeing, and you have that aliveness within your uniqueness once you let it out. Um, so I think that's definitely one hint, is to genuinely love yourself, accept your uniqueness, accept your, um, accept your dreams and your passions, and because I really do, I really feel that, and it happens at an early age. I really believe this, and it kind of happened to me, um, and we tend to follow into this mold of what, um, we have these guidelines, all these rules growing up. Are we conforming to what our parents want us to do? Are we conforming to what our teachers want us to do? Are we totally conforming to, inside this, kind of robotic mold of what, society tells us we are supposed to do? And then within that, our dreams kind of get pushed back, and we go into professions that maybe we're not that excited about, or relationships that we feel that's the better option, even if your feelings and your passion towards that person may not be genuine. I mean, there's a lot of different things that that can allow us to suppress our uniqueness, but definitely being unique and open with yourself and genuinely loving yourself and your uniqueness, I think, is really key there. And thirdly, I would say is definitely just connection, because as much as we are unique, we're very similar, and within that similarities are, things like love, compassion, companionship, and those things are extremely vital to having a life of not just purpose, but happiness. As a husband and father myself, I have a deep, strong connection with my wife. I come home and it's just, I have this amazing feeling. I get to see her every day and communicate and have that communion of openness with another human being that is constantly present within my life. That connection is amazing. And then when you go beyond just that setting, as my purpose is more than just being a husband and wife, but taking that connection and loving other people, because I think the energy of that connection, given by God to be able to share with another human being is, it's huge, and it's limitless once you understand that. Once you have those kinds of intentional relationships that you are giving into that person, and that love overflows from you, and that love is not of this world, but yet it's so unutilized, I think, in a lot of places, and we all want to be loved and share loved, but outside of just the family dynamic, what, as far as connection goes, what are you wanting to share with her? What part of you are you wanting to love and communicate and connect to those around you with, through your alive uniqueness that is you? You have a story to tell. You have a mission you want to share. You may not have found that yet, and that's fine, but these are hints to help you guide yourself into that person. And those relationships are vital. Having surround yourself, as far as connection, surround yourself, with people who are going to inspire you, build you up, who are going to push you to do and be more of yourself, not conform to what they think you should. If you get some people around you like that, you are definitely going to find a purpose and a mission in life. And then lastly, I would definitely say would be it's intentionality. And I think that word can get miscued a little bit, but here's the difference. Just as much as we are alive and You know, all of creation, you look around, all the animals and all the different species of the world, you know, they all have this aliveness, but at the same time, they have this, they look to the future, you know. I mean, the squirrels hide their nuts, you know, the birds build their nests before they lay. I mean, they have this anticipation of the future, but the difference between them and us is what they do is just naturally hardwired. You know, they can't really process what they do. It just happens in nature that they know. You know, they have this anticipation of the future. But with us, it's different. We have these preconditions of intelligibility to actually overcome our impulses. God's instilled in us free will. Okay, so with that free will, you know, we can override our unconsciousness that we get stuck in. We can choose to break the chains of the mold of what we've allowed ourselves to do or be. We can absolutely choose to love. We can choose a new path at any moment, you know, and we can also choose to stay there. Okay, and if we choose to allow our uniqueness, our aliveness, and our connections to be suppressed and fall into a mold of what we think society or some other people or, you know, our environment tells us to stay within, I think we slowly and, you know, all too often we just kind of become a slave to our selves, you know. But, you know, and this, just as I said that, you know, it's what we're really not, what we're really looking for isn't purpose. I'll be honest. It's not purpose. It's ourself. You know, we are looking for that inner man to come out, you know, that passion. We're looking for that freedom within to just openly be who we are, because as soon as we find that, we find our purpose. I'll tell you that right now. As soon as you find out and you find within yourself who you truly are, and that is a absolutely loved individual by God Almighty who has a plan and a purpose for your life. Soon as you completely realize that and you can love yourself within that moment, every step you take from then on, when you consciously take those thoughts and you take your actions captive to, you know, God, His Word, and what His plan is for you, you will find yourself, you will find your place, you will find your purpose in life. And even though you know and you're totally accepted of who you are and who you become, and you love yourself for who you are, each day it can still slowly morph and change. But that's where intentionality comes in. You know, we look to the future and we can plan into the future and we can direct and have an aim now. We can have that freedom to direct our actions to change our tomorrow. And once we do that, and I'm not talking about, you know, because this does happen too. Some people, you know, they worship the future, that's their only goal, but they miss today. They miss the aliveness in the present moment of today. You know, we need to be thankful and connected to our past from where we've been. We need to be alive in the present and today, but we also need to be connected to our future and have an intentionality of where we're going. You know, and I think a lot of us miss that. A lot of us miss that intentional future. You know, we may plan, you know, the next couple of weeks or the month or whatever, but 10 years, where are you going to be? 5 years, you know. We got to really get intentional with our lives. And as soon as we do that, and we take those hints that I kind of give you of, you know, that aliveness, uniqueness, connection, and intentionality, and you start applying and thinking about those, pray about those, and meditate on those a little bit, I really think you can find your place. Not just your place, but your purpose. You'll find yourself within that. And I know for me, it was a total spiritual route to get to where I am today. And I'm not saying I've got it together, because I don't. You know, I still have crappy days. I still have horrible days. I still deal with the same junk and crap everybody does. You know, but the difference is that intentionality of knowing that I have control over my actions. I have control over my negative thoughts. I have control over what I want to do tomorrow and the man I want to be tomorrow. And with me, it was a total spiritual collapse of myself. And I remember going through that moment. I knew I wasn't the man I wanted to be. I knew I wasn't happy. I knew I wasn't where I needed to be as a husband, father, as an individual. And the moment that really changed for me was, I remember I was laying in bed and I had this thought. I thought, you know, if I died today, what would people say about me? And all the words I thought of were negative. So I just reversed it. I wrote down, and it's something you really should probably do. Write down all the traits, all the things that you, and this is not about other people. This is really about you finding your place, I'll be honest. You know, but this helped me. I wrote down all the traits that I wanted people to say about me when I'm gone. You know, I wrote down things like honorable, honest, loving, caring, generous, kind. I wrote down things like that, and then I intentionally started directing my life to live those out on a daily basis. And I'm not perfect. I'm not kind every day. You know, but it's that intentional focus on the future and just becoming a better me each and every day. And I know there's so many people out there that want that. And they're looking for that. They're looking for that purpose and that drive. So I hope these hints kind of helped you with that. And you may be sitting there totally scratching your head thinking, I'm still completely lost, Andy, with what you've just said. I'm still completely lost. Here's the thing. If you still have absolutely no clue what your purpose is, start intentionally planning your life. Start writing down some dreams. Start writing down some goals. Start working towards those things. Start looking for opportunities to make those happen. And I don't care if it's small. Start with today. Write something down. It's like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to put a smile on my face and I'm just going to live in the moment today. I'm going to be happy and I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to be intentional about being happy, and I'm going to look the stranger in the eye and I'm going to smile and say, how are you doing today? Okay? Because so many people are so disconnected. They walk down and they meet somebody and they just put their head down. You know, they're so terrified of they're so suppressed and sick and sad. And it's choose to break out of that. You know, just start getting intentional with the smallest things and build on that. It's that simple. Embrace the process, embrace the struggle, and embrace yourself. Just be totally alive, unique, connect, and intentional. Love you guys.